Okay. So welcome everybody to the TTS 2021, organized by Section de Idiomas from Facultad de Humanidades, USAC, the Embassy from the United States and Guatemala, and AGEDE. My name is Paula Araujo, and I'm more than glad to host this conference. I would like to begin this by giving some general instructions for the conference. At the end of the conference, there will be 10 minutes for questions and answers. Please don't forget to write your question in the chat on YouTube. We will be happy to read them at the end. We invite you to subscribe to our channel, Idiomas USAC and TTS conferences, to follow all the conferences on these 3 days. 10 minutes before the conference ends, we will be sharing the attendance link in the chat. It will be available for 15 minutes more after conference ends. Please make sure to sign it to have access to your diploma. The diplomas will be available on June 12th from this year for 30 days in the link that will be shared along with the attendance link by the end of the conference. We appreciate your valuable participation in this conference, students' participation in online classes given by Giselle Guzman, to whom we gladly welcome today in the name of the organization committee of TTS 2021. I will be introducing Giselle Guzman by reading her biography right now. So here it is. All right. So her academic experience, she's been in the Access program in the 2014 and 2015. She's a Bachelor in Education. She's also in the SEAL program. She has the TAC course. She's in the CIT-BF TESOL in 2018. She also has the certificate ETTOT on 2019. She is also a PEM, and she is currently studying the Licenciatura en Educación en Inglés en la Universidad Galileo. She has worked as a SEAL assistant teacher, and she also is in the Access program head teacher in the 2019 and 2020. Let's welcome Giselle Guzman for this interesting conference.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's for me a pleasure to be here. I'm more than happy to have this experience and this opportunity to share with you all. Hope you can enjoy and you can learn a lot during this time. I want you to please share your ideas and write your comments on the chat here in YouTube. And please, if you have any questions at the end, as Paula said, you can write them in the chat and we will help you. So welcome. I'm happy to be here and hope you can learn. You can pay attention during this activity and this conference. We are going to be working with the Pear Deck platform. If you haven't worked with it, it is a platform that can help us, like teachers, to give a class, like an interactive class. So I think in the comments you will find the link of the presentation. So please, if you can go to the link and you can start, we can start with this. So let's see. Okay. So we have one student connected, so we have perfect. two of them. If you're not able to connect to this link because you have only one device or it's kind of difficult for you, it's okay. You can answer the questions in the comments of the YouTube. Okay, thank you very much. We have 8 students. So if you're connecting, so welcome to this conference. Today we will be learning about the students' participation in online classes. So let's see, I don't know, like approximately how many people do we have in the YouTube to know? Okay, thank you very much. We have around 30 people. I will wait like around 10 or 12 people so you can help me to do this activity, very interactive, and we can have fun together and we can learn all together. So thank you very much. We will be using this link during the complete session or the complete conference because it will help us to answer some questions in the presentation. So we're gonna wait like 30 seconds more for you to connect in the link. Okay, so if you're connecting, just connecting, please go to the link that is on the chat because we will have an interaction class today. Good, thank you. We have 17. Okay. Good, I think we can start with this. As I told you, if you're not able to connect to this link, you can answer on the chat. Good, so let's see. Good. So welcome everybody. Today, the name of this conference is Students' Participation in Online Classes. Good. So the goals of the conference, the thing that you're going to learn and do during this conference is that you're going to recognize the importance of students' attention in online learning. The number 2, you are going to relate some strategies to get students' attention in online learning. So let's move. Ready? Let's keep on going. Good. So now I want you to please write and answer with a description of class participation with your own words. So there in your phones, you're going to have some options to write your answers. So please start writing your responses. Okay, good, good. Yeah, what is our classroom or class participation for you? Let's see, I have 2 responses. Please describe it with your own words. I don't want you to go to Google and look for it. Just write what you think. Okay, let's see. I have some answers here. It says when students interact with other students and with the teacher, not only in video conferences, but in small tasks. Very good. Okay, students talk and write during classes. Thank you. Be active. Think class. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna wait. I think you're writing. Yeah. So students interact with their classmates. They share ideas or answer the questions to the teacher. Very good. Thank you. Students talk, write, or react during classes. Yes. Thank you. Class participation is one when my kids are so excited for the topic and ask questions and listen, and they want to know more and more. Very good, thank you. Students and teachers participate in different ways by writing, speaking, or discussing. Okay, I have more here. I think participation is the interaction we have with our students in class. Good. Have another answer here. I think it is a way to measure how motivated our students are. I also think there is a kind of feedback to see if they are understanding the topic of or not. Very good. Yeah, for sure it is like a feedback, right? Because if we are asking them to participate and if they participate, we are getting that they understand the topic. Students answering and cooperating with the teacher in the learning process. Good. It is a fluent interaction during the class. Everybody interacts in the activities, and we have shared ideas and interact. When they use their skills in the class, when students help each other, maybe. Okay. Think, for example, with this tool, we are interacting with you. Yes, exactly. Yeah, when we use different tools or different resources, teachers, we can ask or make our students to interact. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's move then to the next one. Thank you for your answers. Good. So class participation. I have this description here about the class participation. It says that it's an important aspect of students' learning. When they ask questions and add their opinions to the class, they obtain information to engage their own understanding of the topic. So it's very important to know or to receive students' opinions, their ideas, when they want to share sometimes some experiences with their classmates. And when we know that they are participating, as one of the comments said before, we're knowing that they are enjoying the class or that they are learning during the class. So participation is one of the most important things in our classes. But let's see what happened now. I think maybe in the face-to-face classes that we used to have before the pandemic, participation was kind of difficult for some students and for some teachers to do with their students, right? But now in the online teaching, do you think this have changed, or what changes did the participation has changed during this pandemic situation? So let's move here. I have one phrase here that is very important and I consider it has a lot of reason. It says that the true strength in our classroom lies on the collaboration of learners, not in the knowledge of the expert. So the success of the class is when we see that our students are participating, when we see that our students are collaborating, and they are always like helping each other and giving their ideas. I really like seeing my students participating and seeing that they are working together. This is something that for me as teacher is very important and make me feel very proud of my students. Good. So now, how participation has changed in the online learning? Let's see. So it says that the online learning is one of the newest form of distant education. So we know that this online learning was created many years ago, but nowadays, because of the pandemic, because of all of these crazy changes that we have been facing, this is the newest form of education. So in this way of learning, teachers and instructors are guides for students, because while students become active collaborators rather than more passive learners. So during this learning this online learning, our students are learning and collaborating by their own. And we as teachers are only the guide for them. So I was investigating like what changes or what are the results that online learning has like come with the students. I know that I have heard many comments about the online learning. Many students were not used to use a computer. We were used to be standing up for a lot of time. If you are a teacher, now we have to be sitting down for a lot of hours. Many things have changed. Some students feel happy because they are in their homes. Some others felt happy at the beginning of this, but now they would like to go out. But we know that because of the virus, we cannot go out yet here in Guatemala, right? We cannot go to the classes yet. Some departments in some places, they're having and receiving face-to-face classes, but most of us are still using the online tools. So I try to investigate like where were the impacts of the learning, the online learning during the pandemic or this change, and I could find this information about the U.S. people, the undergraduated people, and the graduated people who answered to these questions. So it says that it is a like the questions about students' opinion in the quality of their online education compared to the classroom education. So it was like they were comparing, right, what was best for them. So it says that the 39% of undergraduate students said that it's better, the online learning, it's better than the face-to-face class. The graduated people or students said that the 52% it's better, like they consider the online learning it's better than going to the university and being with like being there with the teachers and the students. And we have here that 50% said that it is about the same, it is not a big change, and the 38% of the graduated people said that is again like almost the same. And the 11% of undergraduated people said that it's not as good as it is when you go to the university in the classroom. And the 10% of the graduated people said that it's not as good as it was before the pandemic, right? So I was also thinking about maybe most of you work with kids or with teenagers, and it's kind of different their opinions, right? Some, as I told you, some of them are happy because they're at home, or some others will like to go out. At some point, I think all of us would like to go again and like have contact with our friends and see our teachers, but we have to protect ourselves. Good. So now I have this question, like what to consider when fostering students' participation in online classes. So when we think about all the changes that we have facing during the change of being in a class and now being in front of a computer, we have to think about how can we foster students' participation in online classes? What can we do? What can we consider? What do we have to consider to help our students? I know that as teachers, we always want to look for different activities. We want to help the students learning because we need like that they understand and enjoy the classes, right? I think that there are many activities and that there are many things that we have to consider, but I have here 3 of them. So we have to consider the age and the interest of the students. So if think about, are you teaching to kindergartens? Are you teaching to teenagers or maybe adults? What are you teaching? Where is the age of them? What do they like? So for example, if you have a group of teenagers who love this K-pop music, and you see that they are that they like this band and that they are very passionate of this, or maybe about one series in Netflix or one series, I don't know, in Disney or in other platforms that exist now, you can try to use pictures or examples using them. So that is going to call their attention and they will participate because they are going to say, oh, this is something that I like. I want to participate. I can share about it. It happened to me once that I tried to use the interest of my students in my classes. And I think it was 21 Pilot. And I used one sentence of one song of this band, and I remember that one of my students that didn't participate a lot was very excited, and she was like sharing the information about this band because she was the fan of this band. So that can help us to foster students' participation. For sure, we can think about the students' learning styles, and the English level. I know that as teachers, as English teachers, sometimes we have a class that has intermediate, that we have in elementary um, students, or that we have like beginners, right? But we need to know what is the student's learning style and the English level. So we can know what activities can we do with them. We know that if they are visual learners or if they are kinesthetic learners, we have to try to do different activities that can make them move more than we can, right? That now in this time, as we know, like being sitting down for a lot of time, it will like distract them. They are going to see something and they are going to lose the attention of the class. So we have to create activities to help them like have the attention in the class so they can participate. And for sure, we have to consider the resources that students have. Sometimes there are some students that have a computer and they have a phone or they have a tablet. So this can help us to have like different activities with them. This can help us to give them more more tasks to do. But if we know that the students have only one cell phone that doesn't have a lot of storage and that it is kind of slow, we have to consider them and we have to look for different activities that can help them not to feel frustrated, right? Because sometimes when we have, I remember I had one phone that didn't have a lot of storage, and I was like, oh, I have to delete this for this app so I can download the other one. So we have to consider that, or maybe we can ask them previously, like, okay, see, if you don't have a lot of space, I will send you this before the class so you can delete something and you can like have the like have the app downloaded in the cell phone. Good. So let's keep on going. So now it's time for you to participate, and I want you to please write your answers. So what challenges have you faced related to your students' participation in online classes? What are the challenges that you have faced? So please now, again, if you have there in your phones, you will have the space to answer with this. So think about maybe they don't have a lot of resources, or maybe I don't know, they have limits of internet. Maybe some students don't have electricity at home, or maybe they never answered your messages in WhatsApp. So what challenges have you faced related to the students' participation in online classes? So I see I have some questions, some answers, sorry. Good. We have here this one. It says, I asked directly students, but they never answered. Also, I didn't know if the students was there. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, sometimes when we ask them, maybe they don't, when we ask them, they never answer because they don't have maybe the camera on, so we don't know exactly if they are there or not. They don't want to participate. Yeah, it happens a lot. Like you ask for a question and no one answers, like, I don't know, or that is kind of awkward, right? Okay, good. Sometimes they use other websites during the class, so when I ask them, don't answer. Yeah, that happened. I know that these are some distractions, right? That maybe they say, oh, I'm here, but I will be in my phone chatting with another person. And I was checking, I was looking at some videos, and I found one person that said, if you don't want to be in the class, or if you want to be in the class but you don't really want to be there, you can record a video of yourself and then put it there when you are in the Zoom class. So it is like there are many ways that students can cheat on us, or that students can distract, right? That they are not in the class and they do not participate. They keep cameras off. It is difficult to know if they're there or not. Okay. Okay. Thank you. They're shy. Okay. It says I have asked them several times and they don't answer, neither by chat or talking. Okay. They do not have stable internet connection. I know. I understand this internet connection. Sometimes it doesn't work. More now that we are in winter, right? It's raining, and sometimes that is one of the excuses, or that is one of the problems. I have students that are too shy. When I ask something, they leave the class. Oh, wow. So they disconnect from the class because they don't want to answer. They are not familiar with digital tools. Thank you. Yeah, some tools are very new for students, and maybe they were not used to use these ones. So that is one of the challenges. They feel ashamed to participate because their family is in the room, and they made a lot of them. Interesting. Yeah, some of the disadvantages maybe of receiving classes at home is that if students do not have one specific space for them to receive the class, this problem may happen. So they feel frustrated because of the pandemic. Yeah, I know, like that feeling of being in the house, that not being able to go with friends and playing in the recess time, that is one of the problems. Thank you. They have problems in their house. Okay, I totally understand. Sometimes students have problems in their house, and maybe some people in their home are like plotting and they are fighting. So if they open their microphones, that will sound. So thank you. They do not like to speak English. Okay, yeah, I know there are some students who love English, and some others that is kind of difficult to make them speak. Some of them don't have the correct electronic devices to be on an online class. Thank you. I work with teens, and at that age is so challenging when you want them to speak. Yes, I think like being or teaching online is a big challenge, and teaching teenagers and little kids online is a super big challenge. Have many distractions at home. Yeah, maybe the little sister or little brother is crying or something. My challenge is to motivate them to participate, especially those who don't want to learn. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing your opinions. Thank you for sharing your challenges. Thank you. I feel that we're interacting because I cannot see you, but I'm happy to see your answers here. So let's move. Okay, so today I have some strategies that can help you. Some of them may be some new for you, or maybe you have done them before and they don't work, but maybe you can try with different focus, so it can help you during your class. Good. So the first one, I have here cameras on. I just read some problems and challenges that you have faced, and it says that some students do not want to open their cameras or turn their cameras on, and that is one of the problems, right? But if you're able and you can have most of your students with the cameras on, this will help you a lot with the participation in your class. So if we see here in this picture, we have that some students do not have their cameras on and some others they do have it. And when we ask them to have their cameras on, will help us a lot to know if they are in the class, to know if they're paying attention, to know if they are eating or if they are playing with a pet. So this will help us a lot. I do understand that for some reasons, because of the connectivity of the internet, they cannot do it, because if you turn on your camera, it will take more internet than if you just like listen to class. But if it's possible for you and you can ask them to do it, I recommend you to do it all the time. Because I have worked with students that have their cameras on and it worked. Sometimes we have to consider that there are some different aspects that cannot like leave them put their cameras on, but this is a very good way of seeing if they are in the class and if they can participate. So we can do different things with the camera on. If you ask them, I don't know, if you ask them, please bring a pencil or a pen, you can ask them to show it so you know they are there. Because if not, you say, please come or take something, but if you cannot see them, it will be kind of weird, right? Teaching just to small squares there that have like names or maybe some pictures, but if you can ask them, that will be very, very accurate and very helpful for you and for your students to participate. And I have a second strategy now, safe space. So how can we do safe space? So we have to make our students know that, like in the class or in the school, they had to know that their class was safe, that they were in a safe place where they could share their ideas, that if they share one idea and it was not correct, they know that if they share something and if they make mistakes, they wouldn't be ashamed or they won't be like bullied, right? So we have to do that our class or that our line class will be a safe space. So we can build a community in the online class. So we have to know that if someone says something incorrect or misspell something or mispronounce something, it is not, you say something bad and we laugh on you. No, we have to make that safe space so that they feel that if they are going to share something, if they are going to participate, they are going to feel good, right? Because sometimes that is what happened. Like if, for example, if we have one shy student that never participates, and once he or she wanted to participate, and she or he said something that was not correct, maybe it had a mistake in the word or a mistake like saying the answer, if they feel or listen that someone is laughing at them, they will not never participate again. So as teachers, we need to make this safe space. We need to help our students to know that if they are in the class, that they can help each other. That is not good to like to make laugh of others or to start saying bad things about the person who made a mistake. So that is something important, because if they feel comfortable, if they feel safe, they are going to participate. They are going to say, okay, I will participate and I will share my ideas. Even though they are not correct, I will do it. I know that in some classes, it's kind of difficult because some students don't like to share and some others speak a lot, right? But we need to do this space safe for them. Let's move to the next one. So now I have this number 3, hand signals. So these hand signals will help us a lot. I have used some of them, and I just realized there are a lot of them, and that you can use them and adapt them as you want in your classes. And this can help us like amount to the camera is on, right? So if you have your camera on, you can see if someone wants to go to the bathroom. I know sometimes we are like teaching and we are in the mood of teaching and we're talking and we're explaining the topic and everything. And sometimes when someone write us in the chat, we do not see what is in the chat. And it has happened to me, like, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? Teacher, and I don't see the messages, so I keep like teaching. And when I see it has passed like 10 minutes or 15, and I'm like, yes, you can go, right? So to avoid these problems, or to avoid that student feel like, the teacher never pays attention to me, we have these virtual or these hand signals. So if you see here, this one will be to go to the bathroom. So if you're teaching and you have all your students with the cameras on, you see that, for example, one of your students is doing this, you know that he or she wants to go to the bathroom, so you know what happened, right? For sure, if you're, I know that being in classes and sometimes they need water, even though when we were in the face-to-face classes, we used to drink water, right? So if students want to drink water, they can do this time, right? Sometimes we say, can you see my screen, or is it clear what I'm saying? You can ask them to do different signals, like I have a comment. If they want to participate, they can do different signals. I understand what you said. You can use this one. Happy hands could be like if you want them to participate, or okay, happy hands. So everyone does happy hands. So this will call their attention. So they are going to participate in the class as well. For example, if you ask them, please go for a piece of paper and some scissors. So if you want to know if they're ready, you can ask them to do this, right? So this can help you a lot. Maybe this other one, like I can hear you, is this another one, right? But something that caught a lot my attention and really liked about this strategy is that you can do as many hand signals as you want. So you teacher, you can create many signals, or maybe you say, the bathroom doesn't help me a lot, so maybe I will do other ones, right? Or this one, that a comment or say a story. So if someone wants to participate, you can ask them to do this. I know in Zoom, and I think in Google Meet also, you have the option to raise the hand, but sometimes students do not know exactly how to do it, how to use it. So you can ask them just to do this. If they need something, if they need help, they can do this. And if they have a question or an answer, they can raise their hand. So this is very important, and I'm sure that it will help you a lot. So if you can like put it in practice, and as I told you, this will be very helpful if you have all your students with the cameras on. Let's keep on going. So the number 4, I have here name selectors. I know that maybe some of you have used them and some of you have never used them, but I want to introduce you the name selectors. So as you said, sometimes when we are in the class and we ask them, who wants to respond, or what is the answer of the option 1? No one answers, right? So you are like, what can I do? And it's like an awkward moment when you ask for the question, and it's like everyone in silence. So to avoid this, or to like help students to participate in the class, we can use these name selectors. Most of them are some wells of names that you can use during your classes. This Flipboard.net is a very useful tool that you can use. You have to go for it, and you can write the names of your students. And then when you click on it, it will write, and one person will be selected. So the class tools is very similar. Every well is similar, right? But I have for you some different options. You can use the class tools. You go maybe Google and you look for class tools. It will appear there. It will give you the option to write the names that you want to put, and then you can use it. The well of names, again, this one, it is one that you can write here the names of your students, and you can click on it, and it will take and spin to select one person. And I have here other 3 names of wells that I was investigating. You can use the picker well, tools unique, and spin well. The spin well that is here, it is an app that you have to download in your phone. And it is a good one if you have a phone that can like have it. You can I recommend you to download it and have it in your phone, because sometimes it's very useful, right, to have this to make our students participate in the class. Then number 4, online collaboration. So now that we have different knowledge using technology, I think we can use the technology to learn and to make our students to participate. So we have the Google Docs and Google Slides that we can create one, and we can then share the link with the students, and they can work all together at the same time. So you can divide your document, and you can tell them, okay, you're going to work in the first paragraph, and the number 2 in the number 2. So we can ask them to collaborate and to participate in the same time. For sure, we need them to use these resources, and if we see that they are having problems, we need to help them. We have to help them, because if they feel frustrated and if they say, no teacher, I cannot use Google Docs, it is very difficult for me, I don't know how to do it, they are not going to participate. So we have to be open, we have to be there with them to help them do the activities. There are some whiteboards, online whiteboards, that can help us too. And I have the example here of Jamboard. So Jamboard is, again, you create the link and you share it with your students, and you tell them to add they can add images, they can add some text, they have some sticky notes or like post-its that they can add and they can use. So you can see that everyone is participating and everyone is collaborating in your class. I have some other examples here. Maybe you may know these ones because they're very popular now. Padlet is very, very useful when you want to see if your students are collaborating and that if they can respond to what the other students are doing. We have one that is kind of similar. It is Linoit. And again, you share the link and they can go and add their comments, their ideas, and what they want. And in Canva, I know some people know that Canva is only for creating presentations or creating posters, flyers, invitations, but we can use Canva with almost the same use of the Google when you share it with someone, and they can edit it, so they can all work together in the same document. So Canva is also one tool that can help us to make our students collaborate and participate in the class. Then I have here again some video responses. So I know that sometimes we need to know or evaluate the pronunciation or maybe the fluency or the accuracy of our students when they're in the English course. So there are different ways to make students record themselves and to have the experience of using technology and for you to check if they're working or not. So we have these apps or these tools that are Flipboard, that is here. So you can ask them, did you have, as teacher, you have to create like the link, you have to create the question, for example, talk about your childhood, for example. So you share the link with your students and they are going to have the space there to respond, to create their videos. This is very, very easy to use. And it has some filters. It has some you can use some stickers or you can add some words. So I know that for some students they really like to do this, and this will help them a lot and help you to make them participate in the class. Seesaw is very similar to Flipgrid again, and it's very important and it's very useful for you to check if they are understanding what you're teaching, and they can record some videos and share it with them. Also, we have Padlet. In Padlet, you can share some videos, not only comments or not only audios, but you can share some videos too. And I have here a Facebook group. So we can use Facebook, we can use social media to help our students learning and help our students participation. So here you can create a private group where you add all your students, and if you ask them, for example, please make a video of your favorite animal, for example. So this person can use any app. If they want to use TikTok or different other apps, they can do it, and then they can post it in Facebook, but not in the personal account, right? But in the group that you created for the class. Good. I have here the number 6, so teamwork. So sometimes when we ask them to work in groups, have you seen that most of the time only one person participates or only one person does all the things? Like you say, okay, you're going to be divided in groups of 4 and you have to create a song, for example. And there's one person that says, hey, what do we have to do? This person writes the song, this person does the sounds and everything. And then the other ones are like, did you finish? Yes, okay, what do we have to do? So to avoid that and to make everyone to participate, it's very important to give to our students some roles to do when they are divided in groups. So I have here one example. So it says that they are going to be getting in small groups, and they are going to read, and it says that they have to decide one of the roles to do. So we have a timekeeper. So this person is going to take the time. If the teacher said 5 minutes, this person has to take 5 minutes in the phone. The note taker is the person who's going to take notes about all the comments in the groups. So this person has to take notes. Okay, we were talking about the present perfect, so we were using this and this and this and this. The turn giver. This is very important and curious for me because sometimes in the groups we have a person who likes to talk a lot and a person who never talks. So the turn giver is going to say, okay, you have 5 minutes to talk or you have 30 seconds to talk. Okay, finish. Now the other one, now the other one, now the other one. So all the members of the group will have the same opportunity to participate. And we can use a dictionary. If your students do not know one word, they can say, okay, please go and look for this word because we don't know, right? So if we give them different roles, they all are going to participate and they all are going to be ready, and they will feel part of the class and feel part of the group. Okay, something about the teamwork as well that I was checking was this rally robin strategy created by Can Cooperative Learning Structures. So this rally robin is that you have to make your students in pairs. Students will take turns generating oral responses. So let's say that I am with another person. So the question in the class is, what is your favorite food? So I have 30 seconds to say my favorite food, and the other person has to listen while I'm talking. So I will say my 30 seconds, my favorite food is this and this and this. So when my time finished, the other person has 30 seconds to talk and I will listen. So the benefits of this technique is that all students respond, students generate many answers, students listen to the ideas of their peers, and students participate taking turns. So I really like to use this technique with my students because this will help them to participate, and we're kind of obligating the people who don't like to speak a lot to talk, to share their ideas. And if they are in pairs, it will be very comfortable for them, and I have seen that they like to participate in that moment. Maybe at the beginning it will be kind of awkward, it will not maybe work very well, but once you introduce this activity with your students and you keep on doing and keep on doing, they are going to know, and they are going to know that they have to participate. Then I have the number 7, sorry, group games. So it says that when we use group games during our classes, the students like to participate. If they are competitive, they are going to say, I want to win, I want to be the first one. And maybe for others, like, oh, okay, we can play or not. But if we do these activities, but we do it in groups, they are going to participate together. So here I have a list of different apps that we can use to generate these group games. We have Tommy, that is very similar to Kahoot. If you have used Kahoot, I think this is one of the most used tools that we have using during this time of online learning or teaching. Tommy, it is another tool that we can use, and it's very similar to Kahoot. You can go for it and look. It is very easy to use, and it will help your students to understand and to participate during the class. I have Poll Everywhere. In the Poll Everywhere, you have different activities that you can use, and you can create different games or groups. Quizzes is it's kind of yeah, you can use it for a quiz or for a test, but you can use it for sure to have fun with your students and learn. Resma is another one that has different steps, so students have to follow step by step until go to the main activity. We have Wordwall as well. In Wordwall, you will find different ways of doing games. You can use memory, you can create matching, you can create, there is one option of hangman, like a hangman, but you can use it with educational purpose, right? And there are different games that you can use with Wordwall. And Quizlet, you can create different tools for your students to learn, to remember maybe the vocabulary that you saw, or you can create different games with them. And then we have interactive presentations. So I know that sometimes when students see that the teacher has one presentation that has one color or that has no color and it is only black, but it doesn't have pictures, it doesn't have different things to do, it will be like they are not going to pay attention. I'm not saying that all of them, right? Because sometimes students they they learn by listening, they learn by doing things, they don't care about the visuals. But if we have visuals, it will call their attention, and it will call, if we have the students' attention, they are going to participate in the class. So here we have I have here different tools that we can use to interact with our students in the presentations. We can use Kahoot. Kahoot is not only for playing like true, false, yes or no. You can use Kahoot you can create there a slide, so you can, I don't know, write there the description of the lesson that you're teaching, and after that you can include one question. So after the question, you can keep teaching, and after that, another question. So that is a good way of interaction with our students. The Kahoot one is a good technique or a good tool that we can use. Quizzes, for sure. Quizzes, maybe you say, but quizzes is only for quiz or it's only for a game, right? But it has the option now to create a presentation. Again, you put one slide with the description, you put one slide with I don't know, with the question, or maybe with some explanation, and after that you can add one question. They can choose the correct answer, true or false. It can be an open question as well. So these tools are very, very, very interesting, and they are very easy to use. Then we have Peer Deck. That is the one we're using today. It is very easy to use, and it has different options to you to participate or to make an interaction with your students. We have Nearpod. That is another tool that many teachers have used and are using, because it has it helps you to have an interaction with your students, and also they can play with it. And we have Mentimeter. In Mentimeter, you can use it is like a presentation. You create presentation. It gives you the opportunity or the option to create some words, word cloud, some questions, and this will help you a lot, and this will call your students' attention, and you are going to help them to participate in the class. Because when they are just seeing that the teacher is changing slides and slides and slides, it's like, okay, I will not pay attention, I will not participate. So if we interact with them, they are going to do it. If it is not possible for you to use them, or another option that I can give you, please use the chat of your class or your online class like Zoom, or if you have it in Google Meet or in another platform, use the chat. And if, for example, you cannot read all of them because you're presenting, you can maybe give a role to one student. This student is going to be the chat reader. So the chat reader is going to read what is in the chat. And if he or she sees that there is one question or a comment, this person can say, teacher, sorry, we have a comment in the chat, or teacher, sorry, there is one question. So this will help you. And sometimes students write in the chat and it has happened to me, I don't see the chat and I don't see the message. So it will be better if we have a chat reader that can help us with that. Good. So now another one, the number 9, I have some online talking chips. So if you know, during the face-to-face classes or the presential classes that we used to have, there were some talking chips that we used, or that I used when I wanted my students to participate. I asked them to create some little coins or to use some different objects that were in order to pay, for example. So if a student participated in the class, let's see that they were going to have the circles. So if one student participates once, this person is going to pay. So it give me the chip, right? So I will take it. So, but now how can we do it if we cannot receive that, if we cannot be there with them? So with my students, I used this activity. These are some of my students. And if you see here, they have some circles. They have 3 circles. Like here it's like 2 and 3 circles. So these circles, they had it in like behind them in a place where I could see them, right? So whenever they participate, have to remove one. So I know, okay, this person participated once. So, and I give the opportunity for them to participate again when they finish, when everyone finished the first circle. Then they can use the second circle and then the third circle. So this will help them to participate, and it worked. And it is a good way to know that they are participating, and for them to know that they have to participate in the class and that they have to finish those 3 circles. You can be creative. You can create, it can be circles. You can ask them to create builds, maybe with their faces there. It could be. You can ask them to create some coins or to have their favorite shape in 3 things. So whenever they participate, they have to take away one. So this will help them to participate, and it will help you a lot to participate as well in the class. So it will give the opportunity to students who likes to participate a lot to like kind of wait, right? You have to participate, but you have to give the opportunity to others to participate. And it will help the shy people, the shy person that is there and never wants to participate. So you have 3. So you need to participate. And we are like fostering their participation in the class. And the last one I have here, the number 10. So something that is very important for students, or even it doesn't matter if they are pre-kinder students or if they are university, or if you're teaching one particular English class, motivation is something very important into the participation of the students. Why? Because when we receive something because we have done a big effort, we feel very happy, we feel proud, and we say, oh, I have points, or I have something. Or even when the kids had one star in the front, it was like in the forehead, sorry, it was like, I'm happy, it is a reward for me about the good job that I did. So here in the online learning, we can regard our students' participation, and we can make them feel happy. We can make them feel comfortable that they want to participate more. So if they receive something, they are going to participate more. If they receive something something good in the first time that they participate, they would like to participate again and again and again. So this will help us a lot. So I was looking, and this app is very, very, very interesting, and I'm sure that students will love it. So it's here, and it says students feel motivated when when we regard their work on class. So this tool is named Class Dojo. So in the Class Dojo, you have to create an account as teacher for sure. You have to create one class. In this class, you're going to add the name of your students. And if you see in this picture, we have like the names of students. So you can write there the names of your students. And the little numbers that you see here in green are like the regards that they are going to receive. So let's see that you see that one of your students participated a lot during the class and was helping another student. So you can regard or prize this person, giving 1 point or giving 2 points for them, right? So they are going to see how many points do they have. So you say, oh, I have 4 points, or I have 3 points, or I have 1 point, so I have to participate more. So this will motivate a lot your students. This will help them to that they want to participate again, because they are going to feel happy. And I'm sure I have used it once with my students, and it helped me a lot. They wanted to participate more and more and more and more to get more points, right? And if you tell them, you try to use some of the gamification in your classes, that you tell them, if you have 10 points, you're going to have a break of 10 minutes. So you can do that. You can help them to feel happy, that they feel recognized about what they're doing in the class. So these 10 strategies are for you to help your students' participation, to have your students participate more in the class, and to avoid having those awkward moments when you're talking and when you are kind of asking some questions and they never answer, right? So I'm sure if you put in practice these strategies, they will help you a lot. So I have here one question. Hope you're still there. Please let me know if you're there, please. So which of the previous strategies have you used with your students in your online classes? So now please answer there in your phones or your computer or your tablets. Like, which of the previous strategies have you used with your students in your online classes? Have you used Class Dojo? Have you used the Talking Chips? Have you used Quizzes, Quizlet, Tommy? What have you used? So thank you. If you can answer, please, I will appreciate it. So I know that you're still here, and that I want to know, like, which one of them have you used with your students? Okay. So, okay, the well of names. Yeah, I think that is one of the common. Padlet, quizzes, okay, Kahoot. Kahoot is the best one. Yeah, I know. Once we learn to use Kahoot, we want to be there all the time, right? Okay, my students love Kahoot. Perfect. Yeah, I know sometimes students are like, please, like, teacher, please play Kahoot. I want to play. I want to be recognized because you have the podium, right? So they like to do that. Or it is a good way to do it. Okay, the face space, you have used the face space all the time. Perfect, that is awesome. It's very good to have a good space or safe space with your students in the class. You have used some hand signals, very good. I see that some of you have used most of them, and I'm happy to know that. I like Padlet and Wacklet. Okay, thank you. I like to use breakout rooms. Yes, breakout rooms are very important. If you can use them, if you have the opportunity to use them, like you can send them to the breakout room and they can share their opinions and their ideas. Okay, I have teamwork, the Kahoot, Jamboard, Flipboard, Word, Kahoot quizzes. Okay, very good. Let's see if I have another one. Okay, I see this person. That's good. You have used most of them, but not all of them. So I'm happy to know that. Okay, so now what strategy will you use next to foster students' participation in your online classes? So what strategy from the ones that we knew today, maybe one that is not the one that you have used before, because if you have used Padlet, maybe you want to still use it, but if you learn a new one, you can do it. Okay, so what strategy will you use next to foster the participation in your online classes? I think you have the option only to choose one because you have to choose only one. You cannot choose 2 or 3, but you can write it in the YouTube chat. Like if you have more than one option, you can write it in the YouTube chat. Camera's on. It has 2 responses. Hand signals has 1. Let's see, the video responses has 1. Interactive presentations has 3. Online talking chips. Very good. Goody good. Cameras on. Okay. The hand signals. Interactive presentation. The regards students' participation. Thank you. Let's see, I have only 11, 12 responses and we're about 50 people. So please, if you can answer, I will appreciate it. So this will help us to know what will you do and what can you get from today's audience or conferences. Okay. The group games, very good. So remember, cameras on. If you can do it, you can ask them to have their cameras on. To have a safe space, I think most of you have used it and is using it. The hand signals, if they want to go to the bathroom, they can do this. If they want water, they can do this. You can create any hand signals as you want. Name selectors, I think it's one of the best ones, are the one that we have used the most. Online collaboration, okay, like the use of whiteboards, the use of Canva or Google Docs. Video responses, like Flipboard, the teamwork that everyone has one role, so everyone have the chance to participate. Okay. Teamwork, the group games, like a hood, like quizzes or Tommy. We have interactive presentations like the ones in like Pear Deck or Kahoot. That ones can help us. And the online talking chips. This will help us too. And reward students' participation is like this class dojo that can help you a lot. If you want to try to use it maybe once, and if you see that your students are participating a lot, you can do it, right? For sure. Okay. So thank you for your answers. Let's see, we still have more answers here. 18 of 52 responses. Okay. Goody good. Okay, so I think that, let's see, hand signals, cameras on, and interactive presentations are the ones winning. So very good. Thank you very much. So I have here some of the bibliographical reference that I used to create this presentation. We're almost at the end of this presentation. I think we have some time for the questions, right? So I create like this space here in the presentation for questions if you want to use it, or the ones that you have in YouTube. Paula, I don't know.
Okay,
It's your time.
You see here in the YouTube chat, we have 2 questions. So please, if you have any question, you can share them. You can type it in the chat. We will have these minutes for the questions. So the first question we have is the following. And we want to thank you, Giselle, for this valuable information provided to all the participants throughout the conference. So now let's go to the questions. The first one is, in the school where I worked, we cannot obligate the students to be with the cameras on. What do you recommend me to do in this case?
Okay, thank you for giving this question. I understand that in some schools we cannot like obligate students, right, to have the cameras on, but maybe what you can do is to maybe ask them if they can have one picture of themselves in the Zoom or in the Google Meet, a picture, maybe not the one that they have always, but maybe you can ask them to have an actual picture so you know that they are there and that they are paying attention. And I recommend you also to use a lot the chat. So if you use the chat, you are going to help them, or you're going to see that if they are participating. And I think in Zoom, you have some reactions. Like these ones I will do, like a heart, I think, or confetti, or happy face, or claps. So I recommend you to use them. Even if they don't have the camera on, the reactions appear. So that can help you a lot. And you can say, if you send a clap, your answer is yes. If you send a heart, the answer is not. So that can help you.
Perfect, thank you. We have another question, and this is, will the presentation be available after the conference?
I think so, yes. I can share the presentation. I don't know where, but yes, I think I think it can be shared with you. Maybe there in the comments.
All right, thank you. We will be appreciating. And we have this third question that says, in the app periodic, can the teachers see the student's name as in Nearpod or not?
No, we cannot see the names of the students here. If you see, let's see, we have two questions here, but I cannot see here the name of the students. So that is one of the maybe disadvantages of, or maybe advantages, because sometimes students don't want to participate because they don't want to say, they don't want to say their names, but you cannot see the names like in Nearpod.
All right, so just for answering the previous question, the link can be shared in the fan page. You just have to share the link to link that, Maria. Luis.
Okay, perfect. I will do it.
Sorry. All right, so I think that's it. We don't have more questions.
Well, here I have two questions. Let's see. Thank you. It says, what activities can we do to consider the physical and emotional health of the students? What I have done with my students, it's like based on my experience that at the middle of the class or of the lesson, what we do is like we ask them to have 5 minutes. You can ask them to maybe dance, I don't know, just dance a song, or you can ask them to stretch their hands or their body, right? Because this will help them to feel kind of with movement, right? So this will help your students' physical health. And the emotional, I think that you have to try to talk with them, try to know if they are, maybe you can use one of your periods to talk with them. You can create some questions to know if they are good, if they need help, just in the things that you can help them, right? And maybe you can do a meditation, small class with them. You can ask them to breathe in and breathe out for a moment. So that will help your students' physical and emotional health. Okay, it says, by the way, I really loved your conference. It was awesome. Thanks for all your recommendations. So thanks to you for being here until the end and being here. Okay, so very good. I think some good comments. Thank you for your good comments for me. And yes, I think those are the questions that I have. So thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for being here. I don't know, Paula, if we have other questions in YouTube.
No more questions. Thank you. All right. So thank you so much for solving all of our doubts. Now I want to share you the following information. The TTS program is sponsored by the United States Embassy, AGERE, and with the support of Sección de Idiomas and Facultad de Humanidades, has developed 3 manuals with material that you might find interesting and useful. We are sharing the Drive folder link from where you may download the manuals in this moment. Also, please don't forget to fill in the attendance form. Remember, it will only be available for 15 minutes after the conference ends. Also, remember that diplomas will be available on June the 12th from this year. Along with the link of the attendance, it will be shared the link where you can download your diploma. Thank you very much for your participation in this conference. We invite you to follow our transmissions on these 3 days of TTS 2021. Have a nice evening.